slow-cooked, juicy, tender black pepper-encrusted roast beef with a homemade, rich, tasty gravy. I will show you how to make this easy, classic comfort meal from start to finish. Stay tuned. I have a 3.5-pound beef chuck roast that I'm seasoning generously with kosher salt and fresh cracked black pepper. The key to this delicious beef roast is using whole black peppercorns and roughly cracking them in various sizes. I used a mortar and pestle, but you can also put the peppercorns in a plastic bag and use a rolling pin to gently smash. The fresh cracked peppercorns add a lot of flavor to the beef and will also add to the gravy. In my cast iron pan on medium-high heat, I coated the bottom with a high-temp oil, and I'm using sunflower oil. My pan is really hot, and I'm adding in the roast beef. I'm searing both sides of the roast for 2 to 3 minutes, or until a nice golden crust forms. I'm also going to take the time and sear the sides for 20 to 30 seconds. The key to cooking a good roast beef is low and slow. You can finish cooking the roast beef either baking in a Dutch oven or in a slow cooker. Today I'm using my slow cooker. First, I'm adding in 1 package of onion soup mix. This is an easy seasoning mix that adds a ton of flavor. Pouring in 1.5 cups of beef broth, and make sure you be careful of the salt content because of the soup mix. This is totally optional, but I'm also adding in 1/2 cup of red wine, or you could just add another 1/2 cup of broth, giving that a good mix. In goes the roast beef and all the juices. I have 5 stalks of chopped celery and 5 chopped carrots. I made them bite-sized rustic pieces so they hold up in the long cooking process. If you want to add potatoes, I would suggest adding them the last 4 hours of cooking so they don't get mushy. Placing on the crock pot lid and cooking on low for 8 hours. The kitchen is really smelling good. The roast beef is nice and fork tender. You can see how it pulls apart and separates easily. I'm going to remove the beef, cover, and let it rest. I'm also going to spoon out the vegetables and strain the broth for the gravy. This rich and delicious gravy is what makes this such a classic comfort meal. In my saucepan on medium heat, I'm melting 4 tablespoons of butter and adding 4 tablespoons of flour. Whisking until the flour is incorporated, and then I'm cooking for 30 seconds, constantly stirring. Slowly adding in the beef broth and keep whisking. I got a little over 2 cups of broth from cooking, and I'm using it all. The 2 cups of gravy will be enough for 4 nice servings. You can make more gravy by adding more beef broth. Turning up my heat slightly to bring the gravy up to a light simmer. As the gravy heats up, you will see it thicken. Give the gravy a taste and add any seasonings. I'm adding a pinch more of salt and black pepper. I'm also adding in this gravy bouquet to add some color and also more flavor. And this is the color and consistency that you're looking for. Once the gravy is done, I'm removing from the heat and letting it cool slightly. As the gravy cools, it will also thicken. One way of serving is an open-faced roast beef sandwich. That simply means placing the roast beef on top of a sliced piece of white bread, then pouring over that rich gravy to bring it all together. Or you can serve the roast beef as is with a side of vegetables, and of course, don't forget the mashed potatoes and sometimes cornbread stuffing. The black pepper roast beef is full of flavor, juicy and tender. The leftovers are wonderful. I hope you give my slow-cooked black pepper roast beef recipe a try and enjoy. If you like this video recipe, please remember to hit the like and subscribe button to receive my future recipes. Please feel free to share my channel with your friends and family. It really helps my channel grow and it is greatly appreciated. And until next time, much love.